And then I've got this New York crowd going, "Hey, Fleetwood, you ever going to hit the green?" Like, you know, and it's like, suck.
Folks, we have an excellent show today. We have Tommy Fleetwood in the first half of the show, and then we have Colt Knost in the second half of the show. Big thanks to both of those guys joining. And as always, it's brought to you by Chevy. So big thanks to them for supporting our show. The Chevy Equinox EV is your do-it-all SUV from your daily drives, weekend trips, and last-minute tee times. There's plenty of room for golf bags and gear with the Equinox cargo space, plus hidden storage under the rear floor. Hidden storage. We're, look. You don't want everything to be clunky. You don't want the back of your vehicle to be packed. Sometimes stuff's sticking up and you can't see out of the rear view mirror. That can be dangerous. So we're talking, we got hidden storage. The bold, athletic, and confident style of the Equinox looks just as good at the course as it does off the map. With active trim, Equinox is at home on dirt and gravel, polished for the course, prepared for the getaway. Equinox's big touch screen puts all your music maps and tech front and center. So once again, that big, awesome, huge touch screen in the Equinox is going to do it for you. Chevy's been doing it for a long time. They support this show, so we appreciate them. Once again, Tommy Fleetwood, Colt Knost. We get into some of the behind the scenes with CBS and coverage and his promotion. Going through some Scottie stories. It's good stuff today, and it's all brought to you by the great folks at Chevy. Foreplay, presented by Barstool Sports. We have a very special show today. Ladies and gentlemen, one of our favorite people in the world of golf and a very frequent guest on the show, Tommy Lad. Mr. Tommy Fleetwood joins us for about 45 minutes. It was, it was a great time hanging out with Tommy. He's number 3 ranked player in the world right now. He's coming off the best year of his career, a bunch of top 5 finishes, as everybody knows, a couple runner-up last year's, and then he got across the finish line at the Tour Championship, the FedEx Cup. That huge moment took all that momentum into the Ryder Cup, where he absolutely dummied us, the Europeans, and he dummied us. I believe he went 4-1 at the 2025 Ryder Cup at Bethpage. He's playing golf left-handed. He's talking about the new driver, the QI4D, and really just hanging and kind of chopping it up with us. I saw a great video of him over in the Middle East. I think they're in Dubai, rolling into the venue today wearing a Barstool Golf hoodie from, I think, a couple of years ago. Might even be like a WM Phoenix Open hoodie. It was like one of those green ones, but he's just the man. He's the man. He wore, I think, one of the Common Man Country Club hoodies during the documentary, Una Familia, for the European Ryder Cup team, which it might infuriate you watching it since we got dusted so bad just 6 months or so ago, or 3 months ago, but a fantastic documentary, and nonetheless, he's wearing our hoodie there. So point is, he's a great friend of the program. I'm going to throw it to Tommy pretty quickly here. Couple things. Big thanks to everybody who bought the Adidas WM Phoenix Open Barstool Golf Sambas. Awesome shoes. They're the Mency ones. I saw people calling them. This is, of course, a pair of shoes that I gifted Mency as a parting gift, which he took a while to open the box, but eventually got there. He sort of also got there on his own, figuring out that they're golf shoes. And then he was, spotted wearing them, I believe, when he left Arizona, and, may have done some damage with them. But they're great shoes. They're fantastic shoes. Sales have been awesome. You could get them at Adidas.com. They have them on there. You can get them at store.barstoolsports.com, which is our website, so they're available in those places right now. And then there's also going to be a limited edition number of shoes available at the fan shop at the WM Phoenix Open coming up in just a few weeks, as well as in PGA Tour Superstore. So those shoes are cool. I'm going to talk a little bit more about them later in the show, but they came out just fantastic. What a partner Adidas is working with us on those. That took, I want to say we mocked up those shoes months before we even signed with Adidas, because there's so much lead time for those. So to see them in real life is awesome, and to see people buying them is even cooler. So a huge thank you to that. And then PGA show. So it's not necessarily open to the public, but I know we got quite a few folks in the golf industry who listen to the show. We're going to be at the PGA show all day Wednesday, Thursday. And a big part of the reason we're going there is to promote sort of the green grass program, as we call it. I'm wearing what we call a green grass Barstool Golf item right now from Tobacco Road. If you're looking at YouTube, it's a big push for us. We're trying to get into as many pro shops as we can. That's essentially what that means. So if you are a golf course operator or you have a local club or course that you go play at, you can email barstoolgolf@barstoolsports.com, and our team, our merchandise team, going to work with you to get, I went over to Wecopa a couple months ago as well. One of my favorite spots in Arizona. Went over to Wecopa, and they have a bunch of the cool co-branded merchandise with us at Wecopa as well, Tobacco Road, and a bunch of places starting to get it in now. So we very much appreciate that. But we're going to be at the PGA show promoting that and just kind of soaking up the entire event that is the PGA show. I think we're going to be there like all day on Wednesday. So again, if you're listening, stop by the booth. I've seen pictures going up way bigger than I expected it to be. We're not going to be hard to find, it appears. And I'm excited to kind of walk around and get my paws on some stuff at this PGA show. I've watched it on Golf Channel for what feels like decades at this point. So yeah, heading down to Orlando. I believe a bunch of our crew are kind of already down there filming a little bit of a video. And then I'm wrapping up this old podcast. You're going to hear from Tommy Fleetwood. I'm going to talk a little bit of golf afterwards because there are some storylines. We got some comments and some live updates, and first event of the PGA Tour season wrapped up with the Sony Open going up against some phenomenal NFL playoff games. So I'm going to get into that a little bit after Tommy Fleetwood. But without further ado, I want to make sure we don't bury this. Once again, the third-ranked player in the world coming off the best year of his career, and just a fantastic guy who, again, he's got his YouTube channel that he's been starting, so you're probably going to see all kinds of fun stuff with Tommy Fleetwood and us, as you have over the years, but always great sitting down with Tommy Ladd and enjoy this chat with one of the best players on the planet.
We good on our end here?
Oh yeah, we're rolling already.
Okay.
We're halfway into this interview, dude.
Just want to make sure.
We're gonna do a whole. We're gonna have you hit some shots at some point.
Okay.
Adrian was telling us.
Am I hitting right-handed shots though?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
normal
Okay,
right-handed.
Good.
Tommy Fleetwood human shot.
Yeah.
Adrian was telling us that, you've come across a fellow out of the DP World Tour who spent some time with you in Dubai, who's like the best driver of the golf ball in the world and hits it really far.
Number two.
Rory McIlroy.
No, number 2 behind Rory. DP World Tour
Marco.
player. Marco.
Marco Penge.
Yeah.
And he's getting you a little bit more. Well, he has a move.
Yeah,
that
well,
you can like reach back.
Adrian
for.
told you about this.
Oh yeah.
Is he talking out of school?
No, but no. I'll tell. No, what I did was like,
I got a chuckle
so
out
like,
of you.
no, Marco's played. He's had an unbelievable season, and like one of the things I feel like I can improve on. And I know it's all relative, but I think like when you're looking at like minor gains and you're trying to be the best you can be, like I think I can. I can gain a little bit of yardage. I'm not talking about I'm going all out trying to like speed train or anything, but gain a little bit of yardage, and I feel like I can drive it just that bit better. And so then you ask like people that are good at driving the golf ball what they do, and Marco was practicing at the academy in Dubai before the events, and he like sat down for a little bit and he was behind me and I was hitting some balls, and I just started asking him about driving it, and I asked him how many shots he has with his driver. I actually don't have that many golf shots with my driver. Like I'll hit a normal one, no matter how hard I try and hit it, it just goes the same distance.
What's a normal one? Is it just like a draw?
Well, see, everybody associates me with drawing the golf ball, and
Yep.
I don't draw a driver. And I struggle to draw a driver. So there's shots that people would think that are just made for me, like dogleg lefts with a driver. Just don't like it. And people think that would be what I was good at. Like, so, mini driver draws, but driver, I struggle with it. I would have had like a tee down cut driver. I could hit like a low one dead straight. I would have a stock one or, whatever. And I asked Marco what he has, and he was talking about all his different shots. And then he started talking about this draw shot he hit where he like laid the club way off. And he felt like it, and then it never got in front of him. So then he could release it and it drew. And anyway, I started trying it. I gained some club head speed from it. But then I was good on the range, and I tried it one time on the golf course, and it was like this snap hook. And I was like, I'll leave it for a little bit. I need to practice more. But you're always just trying to improve and pick people's brains. And
Right. Yeah. I mean, your game has been so tight, especially the second, really throughout the whole year, but the second half of the year. What do you largely attribute, just like this elevated level of play? breaking through, winning on the PGA Tour, nearly winning a bunch, winning again.
I really hope it's just how I play golf now. That's what I really hope for.
This is like a streak.
This is just how I play golf there. But no, I'm not that naive. The game isn't gonna kick me in the balls at some point. But I feel like it's like an accumulation of a lot of work and a lot of consistent golf that then I found like a level since the Travelers really where I've played really well, and it's one of those things where I know that I've been playing amazing, but at the same time, and I think everybody's like this when they're playing well, I'm not doing anything that I don't feel like I can't do, like on a daily basis, but I'm doing it really well.
You're not holding out from 170 yards.
No, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything like unbelievably crazy, but I'm obviously doing it really, really well. And I think that's what it feels like when you're playing well a lot of the time as well. But yeah, I've learned from a lot of experiences this year. That whole story of like looking for that first PGA Tour win and coming close throughout the summer, and like letting it go or people beating me, whatever that was. And even winning, when Eastlake came around and I finally broke through, I felt like I just kept learning through it all, and like doing things consistently well. Like I have amazing coaches and people around me, amazing family. I feel like I'm always getting good information. I feel like something that happens very often is like people do get poor information, and the amount we practice, if you are being told something that's detrimental to you, like before you know it, you're down like the wrong path, and it's really, really difficult. Like we can go wrong quicker than anybody else because we hit so many balls. So so important to have things, do the right things. Like I do a lot of simple things. I don't, nothing crazy, but my team has been amazing. Worked really consistently, and this back end of the year, it's really paid off. But like going back to originally, I actually really hope it's just how I play golf.
I hope that's true.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Was there ever a time that you could think back to when you may have been struggling that you did get poor information? You don't have to call anybody out, but was there one thing specific that you were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that for that long?
Yeah, like you go back to 2016 where like I look back on that time, like I'm in my. So like 2016, I was really, really struggling. I'd been, I got to the top 50 in the world in 2015, and then I went on this massive downward spiral, like for a year, really, really struggling. I got the yips off the tee. Like I've told the story a few times before, but like, I had massive yips off the tee. Like it was, I get on the golf course, couldn't play. And I was just trying to do the wrong things that didn't suit me. And then I went back to my old coach, Alan Thompson, and I remember going to the range to see him. I'd asked him if I can come back and hit, or like, he actually tells this story like sometimes to me, but like I had 2 hours with him on the range, and I was in the doldrums. I was really miserable, really struggling. I hit it okay on the range, and there was like this hole on the golf course that was just off the range. Like, I mean, it was 20 yards away. And right at the end of the session, he's gone, let's just go hit a few balls off a tee, just because it's like, real on a golf course. And I hit 7 straight shots into this pond that was like 60 yards right. And we kind of looked at each other, and he was like, well, got work to do. But then a few months later, so I worked really hard, got my game back. I won first week of 2017, and then, kind of never looked back in a way. Obviously I've had a good spell since then. But he told me like a year later, he was like, do you remember that time I went on the range? He said, I hadn't seen you for a while, and he said, I really thought that your career was over.
Wow.
Like, that was like what he said to me. I was like, I'm glad you didn't tell me that at the time.
Oh yeah, already in the doldrums. You're like, well, great.
Yeah,
That's nice
I think it's over for you. So
Through all of that, I feel like you're a guy that loves golf. Like last night, we heard whispers like Tommy's still over on the par 3 course playing golf with people that are his buddies or people that are part of the TaylorMade shoot or whatever. I feel like you've always kept that like love for golf.
I do enjoy golf, and like golf is still, no matter how much I play it like as a job or as my career, like playing golf is actually still like kind of my favorite thing to do, especially with my kids and stuff. Like I love it. But like I could go out and play with you boys, and I could shoot 150 and I'd be like so happy just being out on the course and like trying different stuff. I don't get angry about it at all when I'm playing for fun. Like I just enjoy it.
It's amazing. That's beautiful. I think a lot of people should take from that. It's hard to do.
Do you come across people, and again, you don't have to say anybody's names, who play professionally, who have lost the love, but they're just still doing it because it's a job? Is that common or
I think
uncommon?
it's a very easy thing to do, and I think it's hard to say that you would like dislike it. It is kind of a love-hate thing. Like, you love it so much. That's where our dreams have been since we were all like so young, right?
Sure.
So you do have a love for it. But you play it under a lot of pressure. Like, every shot counts for 4 days. 72 holes. You might tee off at 7 a.m. on Thursday, and you might finish at 6 p.m. on Sunday. And every shot, whether it's been 1 inch putt or a 320 drive down, they all mean the same. And the margins are so small, so you play it like under a lot of pressure, like all the time. So I could understand if you like sort of, I think more like throughout periods of the year or something, you might get burnt out a little bit. But I don't know whether anybody people do, don't they? They retire, they lose the love for it. I think it's probably maybe a bit more common than we think, but for the most part, the guys that are playing week in, week out, like, we all, even if we have a bad week and we hate it for a little bit, we still love the game.
Yeah. So we're here with TaylorMade. We're at the Super Shoot, I think is what they call it. We've got the QI 4D, the driver. How good's the QI 4D?
I love it.
It's
so good.
When we hit it on the face, we did a little bit of a thing here.
How was your strikes,
Trent?
Oh, we're talking about this right now?
Yeah.
We're gonna bring that up?
Yep.
These guys did great, per usual.
Yeah.
And, my shots were a circus.
One dummy mark on the top of the driver for him.
Oh, did you sky one?
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
And then the next one, took a divot 6 inches behind the ball, but they didn't capture it on the hyperspeed camera. So
I didn't like the feeling of being enclosed like that. I thought I was going to make a bunch of mistakes, and then I made a couple of mistakes.
Yeah.
I ended up hitting one good one, but the first one I skied off the top.
So
you play better in bigger arenas.
Yeah. For people that don't know what we're talking about, right to our left, as they're actually taking down the set right now, it's one of those high def. I mean, like
12,000 frames a second.
12,000 frames a second.
It's an amazing
it captures the ball hitting the face of the club, hitting the ball, and then you see the impact. It was actually really fun to do.
Every example you've ever seen of that, it's someone hitting it square in the middle of the face.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll put it out, or if it's out already. Mine's a little bit different.
To answer your question, the 4D is awesome, and it's great to see how much you guys love it, because that's a big deal for TaylorMade. Obviously, it's a big deal for everyone that's involved in this whole entire shoot. The fact that the best players in the world are going to want to use it, and they're giving good feedback. I can't imagine the stress on their end when they hand it to you for the first time. It's like, you like it?
I think we it's easy to sort of forget how much goes into it in a way. Like, what actually goes into Adrian or whoever it is handing us a driver on the range to potentially like us hit, or even just put it down and go, nah.
Yeah. Years of work.
Right. Engineering, facilities, R&D.
Just
colors.
It's not for me.
They're doing focus groups on what color it should be, what it should sound like. They hand it to you, and you're like, nope.
The guys are unbelievable what goes into it, and we're ridiculously lucky to get that.
Because at the end of the day, regardless of what your contract is, you're devoted to playing the best golf that you possibly can. So you're gonna play the clubs that you think are gonna get the ball in the hole the least amount of times, and it just happens to be that they keep making the best ones. So
100%. And I think for anybody that's that has a club contract or partners that way, at the end of the day, like, you're only going to use the equipment that you think is best for you, because that's just how it is for us. And you're happiest when you're competing and playing great golf. And for all of us, it's like we want to use the best stuff out there, and that we don't want to be at a disadvantage to anybody else that's playing and stuff. So
for you, when they introduce you to a new driver, what are you looking for? Because you're playing the best golf of your life. Hopefully this is just how you play golf now. It's not a streak. You're not getting hot. It's just how Tommy Fleetwood plays golf. But, for you to put, like, what are you looking for? Is it a look? Is it a feel? Is it a certain thing about the numbers? Is it more club head speed? Is it more straightness, more shaping, less shaping? What are you looking for?
Maybe go get your hands on one. We're going to see you hit a couple. You want to talk us through?
Have you seen that Phil Mickelson clip where he's talking about how far his wedge goes or something? That was what you just went into that.
And he goes like the water and the time of day it is. Yeah.
Go get your hands on one. Okay. Talk us through what you see, because that's a great. I like that. And just.
Where do you want me to come back?
No. Because
you're mic'd up.
You're mic'd up. This is revolutionary podcasting.
Yeah.
We're doing interactive golf driving range podcasting.
Interesting thing when we talked to Scottie about it, he was saying he doesn't know anything about like the loft and the weights. And it's all feel. Are you similar to that or no?
Yeah, I don't know anything about the weights at all. And I don't know what weights do in terms of how they help the golf shot. So weighting is definitely something that I don't know anything about.
I love that so much.
You know, I would look at a driver and know how I want it to sit, what if it's got enough loft on it, and if it sits in a way that I feel like I'm going to hit like a straight golf shot. But you know, even shafts, like I would like to learn more about like shaft dynamics and how a shaft works for you. I mean, kind of at the end of the day as well, it's not that important for us. Like, if you've got one that's going well, but I would love to know more about it.
It's so funny because Frankie's been tinkering.
I've been tinkering.
Big time.
He's got the
They
wrench
gave me one
out.
of those wrenches, and once they gave me the wrench, it was over.
We look back at the cart sometimes, and he's like got a blue and a red shaft trying to
Yeah.
decide. It's just interesting to us that you guys are kind of like, if it feels good and I'm hitting it good, I'm good.
Yeah. Like it's just like I'm not gonna do as. I mean, Adrian, who looks after all my stuff, he's out almost every week. There's nothing I'm gonna do that is gonna be better than what Adrian does.
Right.
So I'm like, why would I?
That's
why
a
would I
super
do that?
strong
Like,
point.
you know.
Also, probably the less you know, the better. Like, you don't want to know exactly where like the kick points are and stuff because you guys are so dialed in with
In
your
a way,
swing.
yeah. And
you
I
could
think
like maybe it would affect the way you're trying to get it to the ball.
yeah,
maybe.
and I don't even. I'm not. Maybe it would affect our feedback as well if you knew what
Right.
you were looking
Yeah.
for. Like I can only just say honestly how I feel or what it feels like, what
That's
it
the
looks like.
truest representation of how you feel. You actually don't know what it's doing.
Yeah,
You're
I
just saying
can
this
just
is
say
what I feel.
it feels like.
It could
and
be
then go for
opposite of
that.
what he
Yeah.
knows about the shaft, but it's your feel.
Yeah.
So
And you-
to Riggs' question, like when you put that down behind a golf ball, like what's the first thing you notice about that makes it something that you like?
How it sits, how much loft is on it.
That's a big thing with the new one is you can see the loft. They've kind of made
Yeah,
that
the
point.
visuals and the reflective markers, the launch monitor markers, like I think it all sort of molds the face very well.
Yeah.
I feel like you can see it very well. Like I like seeing the face of a driver when I set it down, but then a putter, I would not want to see anything. Like I wouldn't want to see the face at all.
Right.
Wow.
So
Right.
All right,
All
let's see
Peg
let's
one
see a
for
rip
us.
one here.
Let's talk us through what kind of shot you're gonna hit here.
what kind of shot am I gonna hit?
Well, you asked your boy Marco like how many different shots do you have with a driver.
Let me hit a stock one, and then
Okay.
I'll try and hit my.
I would love to
see
yes,
that
the
new
draw
thing.
one.
The new
Yeah.
move,
yeah.
the power
Alright.
move.
All right, so this is a stock one.
Yeah.
Stock driver, Tommy Fleetwood. Data Golf, number 2 in the world. Yeah.
That's just home to you, huh? That little fade. That little baby cut.
Yeah, that was a nice shot. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I would say that was a nice shot.
Okay.
So that now we're working it all the way up to this different one.
Or do you want me to go? Should I like hit a different one and then work all the way up to the draw? Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't go draw
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I'd go like tee down cut next, and then we'll go.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is the low burner cut.
It's just like a tee down like bottomy cut. Like I can hit a low one like dead straight if that's the one you prefer. But it's
Hit one dead straight. I like that.
okay.
Dead straight's a pretty cool thing to be able to hit.
That is true.
So like my description of this would be like a straight bullet driver. Whether it happens or not is always a different thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Right. All right. Tommy Fleetwood's teeing it a little lower. And he said this one is going to be a dead straight bullet
I actually
driver.
can't wait to see this ball flight. Oh yeah.
That was awesome.
Faded a little bit.
It did
but
fade just a
A
bit,
little.
but that ball flight was way different.
Look
Also,
at
look at that thing
bounce
chase.
and chase.
Yeah.
Tommy Fleetwood just hit a
When would you
bullet
use that
driver.
shot? Is it just like firm fairways, wind is up?
Yeah, like wind.
open?
Yeah, potentially firm fairways, narrow fairway.
I guess my question is like, why not just use that all the time? That thing freaking chased.
It doesn't carry that, like it carries
Okay.
like 20 yards less, maybe 15 yards less.
So yeah, if you're like PGA Championship, you might not use that
yeah,
a ton.
yeah, you
because it's
prob-
usually a little
yeah.
wet and long.
Yeah. But anyway, all right, high draw.
So this is foreign to you, like on the golf course in competition right now. This is something you're working on.
At the moment, yeah.
I love
Don't have
this.
this, so.
High draw, Tommy Fleetwood.
So we'll set up a bit closed. Bit to the right. I'm going to lay it off and let the club. You said your minivan's over there, yeah?
Yeah. Tommy Fleetwood.
Yeah, man.
God, that was
What are we not doing? Why are we not putting that in play?
You love a dog leg left.
Holy moly.
A dog leg left is made for that.
I've got like a wedge into the 13th of Augusta right now.
That's
Yeah,
incredible.
you do.
Hey, give us something. Yeah, come back over here.
Okay, I can come back over. Yeah.
Tell me that you're not going to put that into play at 13 at the Masters this year.
Oh, I need to work on it a bit.
Do you think? All right, percentages.
I also
right
don't
now.
want to stand on the 13th of Augusta and think Frankie said I should hit this shot.
I was gonna say,
Well,
that's
He's
a
got
big
months to
hurdle.
work that out of there.
Come on now.
Frankie
Yeah,
said.
all right. We won't get the commitment. But for everyone watching and listening, 13th hole Tommy Fleetwood. If
No.
he gets a draw.
No.
Do you go 10th hole? Do you hit mini driver?
I think I did last year. Like again, like the 10th hole, like high tee, dog leg left. It's never really been my favorite. Last year it was a bit different because some of the trees had gone and.
Yeah,
But yeah, like I almost, if I'm not playing very well, I get shorter and shorter off that tee trying to hit this big raking hook with a 5-wood or something, and then like slightly whiff it. It doesn't get down the bottom. I've got 5-wood in or something. I'm like, what am I doing?
To a narrow green on a hook line.
But yeah, so I hit mini driver quite a bit last year. And even 13 at Augusta, I think since they've moved the tee back, it's so hard for me to hit that green in 2. You know, I was just hitting a safe shot down the fairway anyway, knowing I was laying up.
Because you got to bring in quite a bit of risk to hit a tee
For
shot. that
me,
you
like
could
I
get
just
there
don't
in
hit
2.
it far enough to be able to like comfortably now, like that the way that dog leg works. Like Bryson, Rory, a few of the guys just hitting amazing high draws off that tee that gives them like a mid to long iron in, or probably a long iron. You know, whereas for me, if I'm gonna go for it, I'm like gonna have a 5-wood in maybe off the, you know, and it's just a tough shot. So
How many putters do you own?
why'd you ask that?
Just a question.
Has anybody told you about my putter collection?
No.
Really?
It's just no.
Are you sure? I feel like it was a random question.
Just a question.
I have quite a lot of putters. Yeah.
So
It's
can
an
we
interview.
guess?
We can ask questions.
I just felt like somebody had queued you up for how
Is
many
it
putters.
100 putters?
Say that's probably a little shy. That's a bit light.
Wow.
200
Okay.
putters.
And that's probably closer.
Wow.
Do
Where
you-
are they?
Just in golf bags. Some are in England, some are in Dubai.
Yeah. You just love. Is it tinkering? You're just trying to find something. You love the different feel of it, the look of it.
I like putters. I find them very interesting. Like I love sort of just I love testing. I feel like there's so many different things that you can do with a putter, and you know, you can stand on a putting green wherever you are, tour event, at home, and just hit putts with whatever. Right, like I just like doing that. So then I've collected a lot of putters over my time, and then actually, funnily enough, so I always try, and I'm always looking for something. You're always looking for something to get better. I used the same putter from 2016 all the way through to 2024,
No way.
and then I changed.
No way.
Yeah, like I two versions, but the same model. I just had to change it eventually.
And you were
Do you ever
collecting
have
all
to
these
change
putters?
the face, like the insert of the face?
Yeah,
it
my
wear
insert on the
down?
one sort of got a little bit. It was a bit worn out, and it was just.
And they can
like,
swap
turned
those
to
out,
stage.
right? Like I know on the
They can
Spider
do, but then
sometimes.
they can do that.
You don't trust it.
Yeah, I'd rather just keep, mine in. Like the inserts actually on the Spiders, because I'm on the grooves now. Those pure roll ones, I feel like they're gonna last forever. Like
Yeah.
they just feel like great. I don't feel like anything's gonna happen to them. So, but yeah, a lot of putters. Did anybody queue you up for that? Or did
No,
you
I
just-
think he's starting to catch on to us that we might have a mole here.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
took
it's a
maybe
big interview for us. We do our research.
Yeah, we were grinding. We went to everybody
It was
up there,
Adrian.
asked them for a
It was
couple-
Adrian.
Yeah, Adrian.
Adrian,
He
it was
He
it.
gave us both those. He gave us the Marco thing
Rat him
and
out.
the putting.
Adrian's had the highs and the lows today. Scottie Scheffler said that he's the reason he won the PGA Championship,
Yep.
and now Tommy's gonna throw him in the doghouse.
Yeah,
That's an amazing.
yeah, because he
Like, thing for
said,
him that-
which is really interesting. I was pumped for Adrian because I know
Yeah,
you
it's
know
unbelievable.
how much he puts into it.
Oh yeah, so
But-
proud of him.
He said Scottie was saying that Adrian had sort of prepped him for being like, I think there's a chance your driver's going to fail pretty soon, so we need to start the process to prepare for a backup for a new one. And then sure enough, at the PGA Championship, it failed. He put the new one in play and won the PGA Championship.
What a great story. Yeah, Adrian is amazing. I love that for him. That's amazing.
Let's talk about that Ryder Cup. Why'd you have to do that?
I lost my singles.
Okay.
He goes, okay. Okay.
It was.
You were the top pointer in the Ryder Cup.
I walked with Adrian on the Sunday.
We
were walking, step by step with you. It was an amazing Sunday, regardless of the outcome for you. I mean, obviously you guys won it.
Well, it was like
match.
I mean, like Sunday turned into for us like pretty unenjoyable for a lot of it, because especially when you, I mean, like what was the score after
7 points,
10-4, 11-4, like what,
yeah,
or 10.5, 4.5 maybe.
I think so.
You know, something like that. So, you know, you couldn't be in a better position. Maybe needed 2.5 points, was it, to retain?
Yep.
And we'd just been so amazing as a team, been unbelievable. And then you get this, you go into the singles, and like really like Justin was out first, then me, then maybe Rory and Fitzy, or Fitzy and Rory, like that was first, and then Ludwig won on 17, but like Justin went down the last and lost. Me and JT go down the last. JT wins, makes an amazing birdie. Rory and Scottie were down the last, like Scottie wins. Fitzy and Bryson go down the last, and we got a half. But like,
yeah,
I mean, like when you look at it, like it could easily go the other way, and like
it's the
kind
best
of the
Sunday
Ryder
ever.
Cup be over. But like, and then when you finished, like for us, like we'd finished, and you're out there supporting the other guys, but you're completely like, you can't do anything. Like it's so out of your hands, and like it was obviously going to be a tough day from there. And I just thought at the end of it, like it was amazing that we won. Amazing moment for Shane in his career, like to have the opportunity to do that. And I think he spoke really well after it. And then Tyrrell and Bob as well coming down and getting their halves and us winning the Ryder Cup was amazing. And that's obviously what we went there to do at the end of the day, and did that. And I think it was an amazing win. But I thought how unbelievable the American team did to come out the way they did, play how they did on Sunday. All credit to them, because they were amazing.
What's the secret? You're on a public podcast. What's the secret? Team Europe. Do you guys position yourselves? And again, I don't know how much you're going to give us, but like,
not going to give a shit.
European. It's almost like the perception is that you guys are the underdogs, but you guys aren't. I mean, you guys, it's almost like you've brainwashed the whole team to be like, we're underdogs and we got no chance, and we got to bond together, and we got to have a level of camaraderie that the other side just doesn't have.
Yeah, it's like I've never been on an American team, obviously, or been in an American team.
We'll
so any time like we speak, we can only go on our experiences of being part of Team Europe.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the guys that are in charge, like Luca's been absolutely phenomenal. Everybody that is part of Team Europe, from the backroom staff, vice captains, caddies, whatever it is, wives, players, whatever it is. I'm very, very proud to have been a part of it for the last 4 Ryder Cups. And yeah, like we've been doing amazing. We really, really have. And I think for us, like the legacy of Team Europe is a big thing for us. Like we're all very proud of it. And I hope, like as we do at this point, we look back at European teams of the past and European players, and we look back at it with such pride, and hopefully, like, in years to come, people will look at this period and like of us, because that's what we're doing now, just playing and representing Europe, and hopefully we've done a great job of it, and like, people look back and say we were a great team. I think that's all we want.
I think they will. And you guys, again, we're obviously American guys. We work hard. You guys do have such a likable team, and you guys have at this point, you've built such a like reliably predictable team. Like, we talk about this a lot. We do the whole breakdown and the Monday morning quarterbacking, American term over here for our football. But like, we're like, in a year and a half, 2 years, it's like I know John Rahm's going to hit that first tee shot. Tyrrell Hatton's going to be his partner. Then Rory McIlroy and the man on my right, Tommy Fleetwood, are going to come out. Like, we know it. We know it's coming.
Yeah.
And I sit there and just think, like, what the hell are we going to do about that? And it's a very, so you guys, and you guys are going to be hugging. You're going to do the neck hug that you Europeans do.
That is the thing. I said it afterwards. I said, I think this is the difference right here. The neck hugs.
Crazy. We're out here doing knucks.
Their neck hugs.
We got it. You guys are grabbing hair, faces, kissing.
No, I think you guys do so many things right as well, and
we got Sunday. We've got singles figured out.
I don't know, and I think a lot of us don't know. We've been on a great run. My time as a Ryder Cup player has been from Paris, Whistling Straits, Rome, New York. I know how much Whistling Straits hurt us, the ones that were there, and we got a record hammering. Don't like it. I still had an amazing time at that Ryder Cup. Like, I always speak of that. Like, I had some of my best memories in golf are from every Ryder Cup that we've played, including Whistling Straits. We've just been we have been on a great run, and I think we're the lucky ones that get to play. Like, I just get to go out there and play. I mean, I get to hit it from where Rory McIlroy hits his tee shots. I get to watch Justin Rose walk putts in.
Guy makes everything.
I'm just one of the lucky ones that gets
Michael
to play.
Block out there. He says if he could hit as far as Rory, he'd be the best player in the world. Well, you basically are Michael Block for a weekend.
It's awesome. It's
awesome. Everyone wants to be that.
That's going to be the takeaway.
Were you guys surprised when you got to Bethpage and you saw the setup? Because I was next to you on Sunday on 15. You were right here where this camera is, and you were a little bit in the rough, and you took some sort of fairway wood up into that green on Sunday. You absolutely, you absolutely smoked it. Maybe it was like a 7 wood. Did you have a 7 wood?
9 wood, maybe.
9 wood. It had to have been that. But like, it was sitting up, is my point, right? Like,
it was.
If I play Bethpage on Wednesday, August 13th,
like we've never played Bethpage like that for sure.
Literally hitting a 60-degree sideways.
Certain elements, obviously, the weather was out of anybody's control. I'm not sure, and I still I'm not sure how much difference the golf course should make. I think clearly the golf course does make a difference, and it's probably a minute difference, and if you have enough minute differences, it adds up to making a big difference. But I still think if it was just a regular event and the 24 guys were playing, course setup, everybody try and find a way of getting it around the best. They're unbelievable golfers that do it week in, week out. But the golf course clearly does make a difference, and there's ways of setting it up that will suit whichever team. But I'm not savvy enough to know enough about that. When
you're going into a match, I mean, he just pointed it out. You guys are so consistent. We know exactly what's going to happen. You guys aren't really thinking so much into the analytics. You're just going out there playing.
Yeah, we have
your coach has set you up for something. We
have we have the stats or they'll tell us how the coach should play or certain shots to hit. But
Molinari, man, that guy, we gotta hire that guy.
You just
or lock him in your house.
One of the hardest things to do at a Ryder Cup, to be fair, is prepare. You can't prepare exactly how you prepare for a regular tournament. You don't have your own time. You get to go out on the golf course and it's really busy. Practice rounds are busier than usual and all of that. So you don't quite get to prepare. If you're struggling with something, you don't get as much time to practice it as you normally would, things like that. So that's very different. But you just try and work the golf course out as best you can, and then go and play.
The walk from 15 green to 16 tee box. Were you ready to go? You guys ready to? You're just ready to let it loose?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember.
You and Rory play the same ball. You guys both play TP5.
Rory plays TP5 and I play TP5X. He used my ball at the
Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
Did you guys use picks?
Rory McIlroy can play with anything.
Is that the conversation?
It's not quite the same.
Did
for
you
me.
guys use picks or no? Because I know you.
No picks. That was his compromise. He used my ball, but he said I'm not playing with those patterns on the ball.
Why do you play the X?
I haven't spent much time testing the TP5, but the X, for me, since we've been using it, it's such a good ball for everything I do in the game. The way it is in the wind for me, for for me, it's really, really important to be able to fight the wind a bit at times, and for the ball to hold. That's just how I see shots and how I play. So that's been a big part of it. And like, yeah,
I got a weird question. Is it hard to test in the wind? Like, do you have to just like wait for a windy day?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, you got to wait for a windy day, and then, I mean, really, like a true test is playing a tournament with the ball.
Yeah.
Like, you know, practice, just no matter how much you try and simulate it exactly the same, it's just not the same as hitting a ball over water,
Right.
you know, in a tournament.
If Tommy Fleetwood could go back in time and re-hit one golf shot in the history of your career, what would it be?
Second shot of the 10th hole in round 3 at Shinnecock Hills in 2018.
Wow.
You were ready.
So walk me through what happened.
What happened?
You were red hot.
I just missed
the
fairway. I wasn't red hot on the front. It was that day where they lost the greens and stuff, and I was like,
They've lost the golf course.
round 3.
Round
3. Yeah.
2018?
Oh yeah, Zach Johnson said they lost the course.
I think I was out second to last group. Whatever.
That was
but
the
anyway,
fill day when he plays the ball.
That pin is outrageous, though. I mean, when I've played Shinnecock, you can't believe they put a pin there.
Yeah. But I was 3 over, I think, through 9, and I was playing really well. Couple of mistakes, but I remember 10. I thought I'd hit a good tee shot, and it falls down to the right that hole. Anyway, it ran through the fairway just on the left, and I thought it'd been good. It was just in the rough, and we were looking at the shot, and I thought it's good enough fly. I'll get it up. I'll hit it. I feel like I could hit the green, and anyway, yanked left, went left of the green into some cabbage that was like, I mean, and then I'd get to the ball, and it's like pin eye, but it's like 20 yards left of the green in this whatever this grass was. I've never seen it before in my life. Take a gouge at this. This thing goes 40 yards over the other side of the green, and then I've got this New York crowd going, "Hey, Fleetwood, you ever gonna hit the green?" And it's like, suck. And it's all like this commotion's going on. Like, oh my god, I might never hit the green.
Hit the green.
And I made 7, I think, and then I get onto 11, and I think I had like a 4-footer par or something. I'm over this putt, and I'm like, I feel like I've hit one bad shot, and I've got this to be like 7 over through like 11 holes. I'm like, what's going on? But I ended up having a amazing. You don't know what's going to happen if you change whatever changes. But I ended up having an amazing Sunday, and I lost by 1 to Brooks. Brooks was amazing down the stretch watching it. But you look back on it, like, mate, whatever. But
wow, I like you had that canned up.
Well, yeah, it's one of those. And it's one of those things like Brooks was unbelievable in that tournament. I remember watching him when I came in, and he had like 7 holes to play, and he just did all the right things, and it was really pissing me off watching it. And I told him that afterwards. I was like, "Come on, man!" But he was amazing, and it's like, even if I was a couple of shots better, would Brooks have finished 3 shots better? It's one of those. So you can never take something away from that. But I just look back on that, and I would always like to have given myself a better chance.
Redemption this year now, Shinnecock.
Yeah, we get to go back. Amazing course.
Don't pull
I
it.
love it there. So
there
you go. It's another major where I can have you in my mind when I'm still on one of the holes. It's good.
Don't hit it left.
You can't have that.
Stop doing these podcasts with Tommy. He's just gonna ruin his mental.
We do have a Borelli's commitment out of you during Shinnecock week this year.
Yeah, we do.
Well, I wanted to bring you to an Islanders game, but that's not gonna line up with Shinnecock. But would love to have you by the restaurant.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I mean, you have invited us once before, and we went back on that promise.
I walked it back a bit, but if you guys wanted to turn it into European headquarters, you absolutely could have. No one showed up.
Yeah, you could have. It's true.
Okay.
European headquarters. He says. So what do you got now? Rest of the year, chilling.
Yeah, my season is done. Now I will tee it up again in January in Dubai. So for me, it's just a nice time. Like, enjoy the Christmas period. Well, we got Thanksgiving first, so that's coming up. But enjoy the Christmas period. Be with the family. Like, practice and play a bit, but nothing like strenuous or serious. Just keep my feels in and stuff. Train a bit, but in general, like, have a good time. Like, it's a nice chance to have
nice time for you.
It's a really nice time.
Yeah.
In your own bed for a decent period of time and stuff.
What do you enjoy? You enjoy like a pint of beer? You enjoy a bottle of wine? What do you like?
Well, it's situation dependent.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
How good's yeah, but I mean, like, how good's like a pint after you've played golf and it's like a little bit hot.
Unbeatable.
That first drink is
cold
like,
beer.
I actually it could be number 1. It could be the Scottie Scheffler.
The number one.
It is ice cold.
I agree with
beer.
that. Like the 19th hole beer. Like
Yeah.
At the little pub at the course or whatever they got.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
I love it.
That's hard to
One of
beat.
these days, you're gonna beat me left-handed. I know it.
I don't think so.
No, you
it's
were
just a
good. You
little-
can't be
Go watch
discouraged
Tommy.
from
I
the
actually
end
said,
of that
do you know what I
session.
said before when I said I can shoot 150 and not get angry? Like, I'm fine. Like,
That's
I
frustrating.
was
you?
hitting balls before. It was annoying me. What annoys me is, so actually right-handed, I don't get annoyed because I know I could do something about it at any time. I'm so defenseless. Like, I just, like I hit like an 80-yard slice, and I'm so obsessed with just the next ball. I'm just trying to make contact with it. Like, I've just got no way of making it better, and I do find it frustrating because I just can't fix it.
How we play, brother. That's what we've
With
been
our
doing for
strong
30
hand, that's
years.
how we
But
play.
I know that it's so real, like that stuff. But yeah, that's like the fact that I know that I can't do anything about it. Like, golf is in control of me. is what I find really hard.
Oh,
People can go watch him on YouTube attempt all these different things.
yeah.
Yeah, YouTube Tommy. We appreciate you, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best.
You're the best,
Okay.
dude.
You are the
Thanks,
best.
You
guys.
are.
Congratulations on
Like,
an
when we look
incredible
back,
year.
we've done the most with you than any other tour pro. Like over the last 5 years.
Do you think?
All right.
Oh my God, the videos. We have so many videos with you. So
Just
many.
keep coming back for
podcasts.
more.
Keep
Mhm.
coming back for
It's
more.
it's your
You
willingness
always
to do
deliver.
them. Yeah.
Well, it's more
It
like
might
it
be
was
a
leading
you
towards
issue,
a
man.
thank you. Like a thank you for being, so gracious with your time.
No,
Yeah.
thank you guys.
Yeah, man.
I'm always happy to hang out with you guys. It's great.
Tommy Fleetwood, everybody.
That's it. Tommy
Appreciate
Fleetwood,
the time.
the best.
Thanks,
man.
guys.
You're the man. Thank you.
NFL playoffs, let's go. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, makes every moment feel bigger. And boy, did we have some huge moments over the weekend. That Bears game, the completion on 4th and 4 right at the end of the game to go to overtime, and then the pick. It's just keeps delivering. We've seen such phenomenal action in these games, and you want to have a little bit of skin in the game. DraftKings Sportsbook is the best way to do that. A running back cuts through the line, a strip sack flips the field, a tight end hauls in the kind of touchdown grab you'll talk about for years. Postseason games shift fast. We've seen that so much over the last couple of weeks. Lead changes like you wouldn't believe. And with DraftKings live betting options, you can stay right in the moment. Plus, DraftKings has your back with early exit protection. So if the player is, in your eligible NFL prop bet goes down at any point in the first half, you still get paid in cash. And then new customers bet just $5. If that bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets instantly. DraftKings Sportsbook, every drive, every play, every moment. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code FORE. That is code FORE, F-O-R-E, to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. The People's Shoe has arrived right on time for the People's Open. I mentioned it off the top. We're going to talk about him again. A new legend steps on to the 16th tee with the limited edition Barstool Samba spikeless golf shoe. That's right. It is a golf shoe, confirmed. A legendary silhouette refreshed for the People's Open. We teamed up with Adidas to create a limited edition Samba colorway, bringing new energy and storytelling to a classic golf shoe through custom design details. The limited edition Barstool Samba golf shoe is only available at adidas.com, barstoolsports.com, and PGA Tour Superstore.com. Once it's gone, it's gone. So once again, if you were trying to get these online, if you're not going to be at the event, the only places to get them right now, adidas.com, barstoolsports.com, and PGA Tour Superstore.com. We've teamed up with Adidas to give you, the people, what you want. A limited edition Barstool Samba golf shoe just in time for the People's Open. The Barstool Samba spikeless golf shoe is officially live, so go grab yours before they are gone. Head to adidas.com, barstoolsports.com, or PGA Tour Superstore.com right now and check out the People's Golf Shoe. All right, folks, big thanks as always to our good friend Tommy Fleetwood, Tommy Ladd, joining the show. Another great friend of the program who's heading into the year with a nice little promotion into the Super Tower over at CBS. He is the co-host of Gravy and the Sleaze on Sirius XM and of Subpar, which I was just on a few months ago talking Internet Invitational. Colt Knost, welcome back to the program.
Riggs, thanks for having me, my man.
I got a question for you. So last year, CBS Sports, CBS Golf in particular, had an incredible year. Viewership was up. It was nearly, I believe, 3 million viewers on average. I think it was around 2.9. It was a 17% jump from 2024. I think it was the highest ratings for the year since 2018. Going into last year, there was a lot of talk about like fracturing, and you can't divide golf because you're going to turn people on or turn people off. Yet then you guys had this incredible year. Why do you think you guys had such a good year, and like the PGA Tour had such a good year from a viewership standpoint?
Yeah, it's interesting. I just feel like so much of the noise and so much of the hate between the PGA Tour and LIV kind of died down over the last season, and I think people finally just got back to enjoying golf and not having to, hear people. There was just so much anger, it seemed like, between whether you're on the LIV side or the PGA Tour side. And all the talk was always about money this and money that. And it's like, we just want to watch good golf. We want to watch the best players in the world play. And with that noise dying down some, I think it brought people back to the game of golf, and particularly watching the game of golf, which was great for us. It's always nice on Monday or Tuesday when we get that little notification that the ratings were higher than they were the year before. And like you said, we had a phenomenal year over there, man. We got a great team at CBS, and it just got even better. Obviously lost Ian Baker Finch. What a career he had. One of the best broadcasters
Was he 18 years? I think it was 18 years.
18
he was in the
CBS.
top.
Yeah. Obviously he was with ESPN and ABC before that. But then we lost him, but we added Johnson Wagyu. So I'm pumped, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun this year. I can't wait to get started.
I love that you guys got Wags. He's one of my favorites. He's one of those guys. He just, even like, obviously when you hear him do interviews or you see him with you guys now, but on Golf Channel before, he's going to always say the right stuff. But when you get a drink with him at one of these tournaments or something, he's a beauty. But he's also one of these guys who's just tells you about how pumped he is that he gets to do this for a living.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, it's not ever going to be a drink. It's plural.
Yeah, right,
it's drinks.
Right.
There's many normally involved. But yeah, he loves it, man. I honestly, like, him and I get along so well because I think we're both just deep down, we are massive golf nerds. We love the game so much. I love talking about it. It's all I do. Talk about it all day, every day. I get so excited to go to work every day, and I think Johnson is a lot like that as well, and I think he's going to bring even more energy to our team, and we're pumped to have him.
Tell me about your new, kind of the difference in the gig. I know it's, I was kind of reading it's the Super Tower, which is a great term. It's an all-time term. It's what kind of Jim Nantz deserves if there's going to be a term. Super Tower is where he sits. But, you were on course for a while, for several years, did a phenomenal job at that, which, as much as we like to give you shit, we always kind of touted how good we thought you were at that. How different is this going to be for you?
Yeah, it's going to be very different. Being on the ground, and normally because Dottie's our lead on course person, like most of the time, she's with the last group, so she gets like most of the time and everything. For me, it's like just quick hitters here and there. Sometimes my group plays really well, so I get a little more time. But now with this, I kind of get to control the traffic a little bit from where I am. Like, if I have the 16th hole, it's like it starts with me and I throw it down to the walker. If there's not a walker, I'm carrying the conversation. So there's a lot more to my job now, I would say. I'm going to be talking a lot more. Throwing it to commercial is going to be a big change, whereas before I was just down on the golf course just reacting to everything, kind of like as a player. And here, it's to tell stories, to give the viewer at home something they don't know about these players. And I'm pumped, man. I honestly never thought I would be in this position. Like, I love being on the ground, love walking. I'm an energy guy. You know that. I love being out in the atmosphere with the crowds and the players and everything. But Jim actually came to me at 3M, one of our last tournaments of the year, when Ian decided he was stepping away, and he said, "What do you think about coming up?" And I was like shocked. It never really even crossed my mind, to be honest. And he really wanted me to do it, and the rest of the team also bought in. And so I had a meeting with CBS the week of the Ryder Cup in September, and they offered me the job that week. I had to keep quiet for like 2 months on it, which was
You're not good at keeping quiet.
Tough.
You're not good at keeping quiet at all.
Well, it's just there were so many people, so many other players and former players and broadcasters like, "Hey, will you put in a good word with me? I'd love to take IBS spot." I was like, sure, I will, but I think they already hired some other idiot.
No problem. I'm going to go to war for you, man. No problem.
So that part was tough because there's so many of them are my good friends, and I would love to help them out, but I'm like, job's already gone.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, did you have to interview for kind of like your own job, not job, but like your own promotion?
So it was actually like a lot more detailed process than I thought it was ever going to be. Like I met with our head of talent and our producer Seller Shy, and then I had a meeting with Jim and Trevor and our producer, and then that led all the way to meeting with David Burson, who's the head of CBS Sports, and that was in person in New York at the Ryder Cup. So sat down there, talked about it. He wanted to know my vision and everything and what I thought about moving up, and then I think that was on a Tuesday, and then they called me Saturday night of the Ryder Cup after we were just getting our asses whipped all day and said the job's yours if you want it. And I was like, wow, I was
You needed
shocked.
some good news. You needed some good news at that point.
Yeah.
Was there any consideration of you filming and putting out another one of those hostage
I
style
knew you were going
videos
to ask that.
to make
Listen, I hate filming myself so much. Like, it's just, I don't know what to do with my hands and all this. And I don't like it. And so when they told me to make this video, I was like, I'm going to get killed for this. But no, I did not. We thought about trying to make like some kind of fun video for it. But then at the end of the day, I was just like, I just want to get it out there. I just want to be able to tell people.
Put something out.
No hostage video.
The on-course part was always interesting because you and I would talk about how there was such a luck of the draw aspect to it, especially on the weekends, because you could get put with, a twosome, and then maybe they're the penultimate group or whatever. They both struggle, and then the whole last 3 hours of the broadcast, they never go to Colt Knost.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of luck. Obviously, with Dottie she's always with the last group, but I mean, there's even times when the last group sucks, and we go away from them. I remember one of my favorites was at the PGA Championship at Valhalla. She was with the last group, and then Sellers told me I could pick which group. So it was either the next to last group, which was Shane Lowry and Sahith Theegala, or the third to last group was Bryson DeChambeau and Victor Hovland. And like, it's a little bit of a gamble because you never know. And I chose Bryson and Victor that day, and my God, how lucky I got there, because both of the guys put on an absolute show. Obviously, Bryson with what he did, almost getting in that playoff. But yeah, there's days, and then like sometimes you'll get moved around. Like, okay, your group stinks. Let's move. This guy's doing something over here. We're gonna move you over here. Sometimes you just walk and watch golf and don't talk for a couple hours. It's how it happens.
You won't. So I believe, will you now not have to do any of the calls where you don't actually see it, but they want you to call it? Because I remember us doing that from we had Frankie and Trent were the ones out on course, and Dan at the time. And, we had never done any broadcasting ever. It was Korn Ferry Tour event, so the stakes weren't as high. But, they were like learning in the day before in rehearsal or whatever to be like, yeah, we're going to tell you what happened, and then we need you to like call it because we're going to play it over the shot or whatever, even though you're not really necessarily going to see it. I always thought that was kind of a fascinating part of the behind the scenes that nobody else would ever know of. I assume now you won't have to do as much of that or any of that because you'll be in the tower seeing all of it.
Yeah, so I have a monitor in front of me, and we'll have a couple different monitors going. But yeah, and for us, everything, I mean, you know what happened a little bit ago. I mean, you can't show every golf shot live. So sometimes, and it's just, I mean, your job is to explain what is happening. But like, if a dude's got a 50-foot putt, like, you don't want to sound like an idiot because you already know it went in or anything like that. Like, you kind of make it like be a little bit shocked. But yeah, I mean, that's the hard part about golf is, I mean, there's so many balls in the air at one time. Like, you can't show them all live. So it's a little tricky, man, but it's crazy you got to do that. And I tell people all the time, I wish every tour player just one day in the season would come to the trucks and everything and just see how chaotic everything is and how much it takes to go into like, I got this picture right over here in my office of Ian Baker Finch's last day at the Wyndham, and it's every CBS person, and they took it from up above. I mean, and people are like, holy shit, there's that many people that work it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it takes a village to put this thing on.
Yeah, and then you're almost like, I gave one best man speech ever. It was for my brother's wedding. I went way too long, but I thought I was pretty funny. But I was kind of talking with his wife Maggie in the years since about how when you're like the best man in a situation like that, you do like there's this whole effort of people of a team that do all of this insane work for the wedding that you don't do any of, and then you just kind of show up, and then all of a sudden you're the biggest part of it. And so when you were kind of describing that, it's very funny, like that team of people, like you said, the photos, all the shots of like all the people from CBS, how many people it takes a village, it takes an army to put on the broadcasts. And then all of a sudden, like, you're the one at a lot of crucial times that is the most important part, and all of that other stuff comes down to you nailing this moment or like not dramatically messing it up.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's not as easy as everybody thinks it is. That's for sure. I mean, you're on live TV and people stumble over their words all the time. It happens, and you just hope it's not you. You hope you don't mess anything up. But it's fun, man. I love doing it. I never thought like growing up I would be a broadcaster or anything like this, and it's so cool to wake up every day and get to go talk about the sport I love so much. But you mentioned like the people it takes. Like I was sitting with my wife Natalie one day, and we were watching a football game, and Nantz was broadcasting it, and he was just rattling off all these ridiculous stats and stories, and she's like, Jim knows everything. And I was like, yeah, he does. But just so, because people at home, I don't even think know, he has a guy next to him as well, Tommy Spencer, who helps him with a lot of that stuff throughout the thing. So yes, we have a lot of help out there.
Yeah, but that's part of the secret too, or the key, or the proper team, right? Is like the fact that it comes off like Jim Nantz knows everything in the world, or you or whomever, is part of the secret sauce. Because I'm sort of the same way. I never think of like, Frankie does a lot more of like thinking about all the logistics for everything, and he's always questioning, where I'm like, I sit there all gullible. I would be the same way as Natalie. I'd just be like, I can't believe Jim Nantz knows everything. That's fucking.
I mean, to be honest, he does, but
Yeah.
Tommy definitely helps him out. But yeah, man, it's cool. Like, I mean, I'm excited. I've never had like a stats person with me, and I mean, I'm gonna have someone sitting next to me in the super tower feeding me stuff, and I mean, you got to pick the right moment when to slide those stats in there. And I mean, these guys are sitting there thinking all day, like, what could I possibly come up with to help out the broadcast? And then they just slide it over. You got a lot of voices in your ear. I mean, 2-3 voices at one time as you're trying to speak. There's a lot going on up there.
So you guys are getting ready. I think, is it Farmers that's going to be the first of 4 in a row? I think you told me the other day.
Yeah, our West Coast. I mean, it's just the best. We get San Diego, then we're home here for Phoenix Open, Pebble Beach, LA, Riviera. I mean, it's hard to beat that little 4-week stretch. And then we have 6-7 weeks off before the Masters, and then it is all go for the rest of the summer. I think we have 19 of 21 weeks. Yeah.
You're going to have more of a green light at the Masters than you've ever had before now.
Well, knock on wood. I hope so. That's kind of what I feel like we're leading
I don't want to get
towards.
anybody in trouble.
Yeah, I don't
want to get anybody in
know.
trouble, but
I don't. Yeah.
They like handpick that, don't they?
I don't really know how it all works. I just know the last few years since I've been doing it, like I'm on our main broadcast team, but then once the Masters comes, I do the digital side where it's the featured groups in the morning, which is awesome, which is a lot of fun. Like that's the only place you can watch the early coverage when the big guys are playing. So it's cool. You have a lot of people tuning in, but I mean, my goal is to be on that main broadcast. And my God, can you imagine being on it last year? I mean, if that doesn't, it's got to win every award possible. I mean, that was the greatest Sunday in golf.
They just like maybe it was over the holidays. They came out with the entire final round on YouTube of that, and I watched it all the way back because I've been through all the different clips. I saw Rory when he was on that podcast a month or so ago with the football guys, and he was talking all about playing the 13th hole. So I've seen that shot a bunch, but I hadn't really watched all of it in the context since that day. And we were actually down at the Cosm in Dallas, in your hometown, Dallas, watching it, and we're having like beers, and I had money on it with DraftKings Sports. But so you're like, to actually sit here and watch it, and to remember back, dude, how in control Rory was. And, like the beginning was bumpy, and you're thinking, oh my God, Bryson's got the lead again. But then over the course of like a 2-hour period, he sort of just ended the tournament. Like he played 11 a little bit sloppy, but like 12, he hit it right where you're supposed to, and played it like Tiger, played it like Jack did the whole thing. He lays up on 13. He had like a 3-shot lead, and you're like, oh, this is just over. It was just the biggest roller coaster ride in history after that. So yeah, I mean, the Masters gives me the chills all the time, but I don't know that we'll ever beat that, man. Where were you during that final round?
So I did the morning coverage of the feature group, so all the lead-ins, and then I go home. I got off right as the leaders were teeing off. And so I go back to our rental house. I sometimes go out there and try to watch. You can't see anything. Like, it's so hard to follow around. Like, the first year Scottie won, I went out and tried to watch him, and I watched him play the last 14 holes, and I saw like 4 shots. I was like, this sucks. I would rather be on TV. So I went back to our rental house, and I remember sitting there on the couch, and I was like, well, this thing's over. This is a snooze fest. I might take a nap before we get after it here on a Sunday night. And then he hit that wedge on 13, and I rose up like the Undertaker out of that coffin. I was like, what just happened? Like, you got to be kidding me. And I mean, he hits that shot, then he hits the 7-iron at 15. I mean, even the shot at 16, I know he missed the putt, but the shot at 16, 17, and then the wedge on 18, I'm like, this is the biggest roller coaster I've ever seen in my life. And I believe on that podcast you were talking about, Rory said, I wouldn't go back and change one thing. I'm like, you wouldn't change one thing? Oh my God. You know how stressful that was? I was losing it, and I wasn't even out there. I was like, it reminds me of that movie where the no regrets. I mean, really? You wouldn't change anything? Not even one letter?
Dude, that whole final round, just the back nine, is if someone was unfamiliar with golf and an alien came down and you were trying to explain to them, you know, why everyone says, you know, that the Masters doesn't really start until the second nine on Sunday, you'd be like, just watch this 2 hours of Roy McIlroy and it'll be everything you need to know. There's birdies, there's eagle chances, there's wedges in the water. You're like, you're not going to believe what happens. And then, I mean, the shot he hit in the playoff, rewatching that was so good. Obviously, Rory was a huge part of last year. I know, like, kind of the first thing you and I talked about were the ratings and it being up. I think, like, Rory kind of catapulted that at the beginning of last year. It kind of sparked it with, you know, the 3 big wins early in the year, which kind of gets me into what happened the rest of the year, which was Scottie Scheffler. You're, as I established, a Dallas guy. Scottie lives in Dallas. You know him pretty well. Played a lot of golf with him, been around him. You know, as a we kind of can say all the cliche stuff that everybody else says when you turn on Golf Channel, all that. But you, as a guy that's been on site for years now, on course, now you're going to be up in the tower. What do you take away from when someone truly asks you, like, hey man, you're watching the best players in the world for years now. Everyone says if you go to the range, you can't really tell the difference between this guy or this guy or this guy. They're all so good. Yet Scottie has truly separated himself for like 3 years now. Mm-hmm. What would you attribute that to if somebody really is asking you, like, what makes this guy Scottie versus everyone else?
Well, one, I think he's probably the most mentally tough guy out there. His brain is just so good, and he doesn't make mistakes like other guys does. He doesn't force anything. He is a very conservative golfer, but it leads to great results. I mean, he plays so much like Tiger did. Like, he's not as flashy, obviously, as Tiger, but if you go back and watch Tiger, like in his prime, he very rarely like took on many pins. There was never any unnecessary risk. Like, it was out in the middle of the green, 15 feet, 18 feet all day long. Just give yourself chances. And nobody, and I think if you asked any PGA Tour player, like, nobody has as much club face awareness as this guy. Like, and sometimes it looks funny, like the crazy finishes. Like when he tries to hook it around the corner on 10 at Augusta, he's falling all over the place, flipping his hands. But
he's got like a Mito Pereira looking swing on the 72nd hole.
Yeah, but I mean, the guy's he just knows where the club face is at all times. He's got incredible hand-eye coordination, and he is just such a fierce competitor. I don't think he still gets enough credit for that. Like, if it's pickleball, I remember Sam Burns telling me him and Scottie almost got in a fight playing pool volleyball at Scottie's house one time because he's just that competitive. And he's still like at Royal Oaks Country Club in Dallas, where he's a member. I mean, his games are with these guys that are 2 handicaps to like 15, and they play, you know, a couple $100 gets exchanged here, but he talks shit to them all day, every day, and he just loves it. He just loves wearing those guys out. I was like, I tell them all the time, they're my good buddies. I was like, just realize y'all are paying like $200 or $300 a day to play with the best player in the world. You know how many people would do that? Like, that's a bargain.
What a deal.
Yeah.
What a deal. You know how much that would go for at one of these charity auctions?
Yeah.
No, I'm glad you say that because the mental part of golf's talked about a lot, but whenever you're trying to break down, you know, when somebody's dominating, we're on this run like Scottie's on, which we haven't really seen very much of. It's definitely not in my professional career of like covering golf and talking about golf. You almost have to, or people always do, point to like more tangible things like his iron player. He's always pitting high, and all those things are great and true. But I remember during the Masters last year, we had Brandel on, and Brandel was, you know, going through doing his whole thing. And you and I both love Brandel, but he was giving like the best. He was giving the best breakdown, supported, of course, by stats and all kinds of Brandel research on the most penalizing thing for a player statistically on the PGA Tour is having the lead. And he was talking about how, you know, in order for you to get to the lead going into Sunday the tour average, the average you must have been shooting was like 67 because you're probably around 10 to 13 or 14 under to be having the lead. And then the scoring average for the leader going into the final round during their final round is like 70 or 71. And so he's saying statistically the most punishing thing that you can have more than an injury, more than anything else, is the lead in golf, and how that just speaks to how mental it is, how much pressure affects everything. Shout out to Johnny Miller with all the pressure comments. But Scottie, I'm glad you said that, because I am always amazed that when you really do look at the majors that he's won, the PGA with John Rahm making the charge, and Scottie like really didn't have it, especially on the front nine. He was hitting it left. He's just like, nah. And yet really on that back nine, it was like he just closes the door and plays really, really solid golf. That Players Championship when Wyndham Clark lipped out, which was maybe a couple years ago now, and it was like Xander could have won, Wyndham could have won, and who just like barely perseveres by a shot because he was tougher on that iconic back nine. Same thing for the Olympic gold medal. So I think that is such an underrated part of it that he really has now, and it feels like, I mean, you've played golf at a much higher level. You won an actual championship, so you understand this better than I do. But I feel like that just now also starts to like manifest itself every time it happens, to where he gets more confidence in those situations. And the other guy's almost like, shit, Scottie Scheffler's doing the thing again, and it's going to be harder to beat him.
Absolutely. I mean, that name goes up on the leaderboard. It's a panic. There's no doubt. But there's just so many, I could go on for hours about impressive things with this guy. I mean, to lead scoring average every single round this year. I mean, just think, because on Saturday and Sunday, he's late a lot. And that's when the conditions are the toughest. The greens are chopped up. They're firm. It's normally windier. He's still better than everyone in every single round. The thing I always like to say is, because, look, they're all great. I mean, you got Rahm, Rory, Xander, whoever, Bryson. Like, when they're all on, they're all incredible. And people are like, oh, who's the best when they got it? I was like, dude, they're all great. The question is, when they don't have it, who is the best?
Yeah.
And it ain't even close, man. Like, this guy just doesn't play bad. It's 14 straight top eights. I mean, when's the last time he just had like a blow up round and shot 76? Like, it just doesn't happen.
Yep. And I love the conservative talk about his game earlier too, because I've said this before, but just living in Boston for 10 years when I wasn't a Patriots fan, but I was subjected to watching every Patriots game, especially in the playoffs. Every single Sunday we would watch him, and Tom Brady, it was in his element. It was in his prime. And one of my biggest takeaways, it was also like when I was a giant Tiger fan, when he was healthy during those stretches, I'm watching Tiger, I'm watching Brady. And I was amazed at the similarities of, there would be so many playoff games where for the first quarter, second quarter, almost maybe the first half, and Brady wouldn't do almost anything. He would throw the ball away a ton. He would make like no mistakes, but you're sitting there being like, this guy's the greatest of all time. We're all raving how he's got this advantage. He would never make a big mistake, or very rarely make a big mistake. And he would feel out the other team. He would feel out the defense. At halftime, they would make some adjustments, and then he would either go nuts, go ballistic, or he would just do enough under pressure when other people couldn't handle it to get it done on a night when his team didn't have their best stuff, when he didn't have his best stuff. And it reminded me so much of what you're saying with Tiger, where it was like, I remember tuning in, getting so jacked up for those Tiger rounds, especially the last 12, 13 years, because there haven't been that many of them. You get hyped up for weeks, and then it would almost be boring, dude. It'd be like boring as shit, because you're like, all right, he's kind of hitting 3-wood off the tee to keep it in play. He's hitting it to, like, if it's a right pin, he's hitting it 30 feet left of the pin. And then he would get hot. We're on a stretch on like Friday afternoon for 6 holes, and he'd be like 500 through 6 holes. And all of a sudden he went from even par, whatever, he's kind of like floating along, to he's 2 shots back, and the whole world is like, oh, you're fucked now, Tiger Woods is coming. So that like element of it, I'm glad you mentioned that, because it reminds me a lot of watching Scottie, you're right, where it's like, I don't remember tuning in a ton of times on Thursday over the last 3 years, and Scottie Scheffler shot 9 under 63, and he's leading. It's like he kind of just stays in it and beats people.
Yeah, it's a clinic, man, every single time. And they always just, on Sundays, they always have that moment, right? Like, this is it right here. This could go one or two ways. And just thinking of like Tiger, every time there was that moment, they always succeeded. They always fixed. Like, I think back to like BMW this year, Caves Valley. I mean, it was getting close there for a second. Scottie misses the green on 17. just every announcer's telling you how hard this chip shot is, and the thing just goes in like a perfect speed putt. Like it was just, I was like, that moment. I think back to like Memorial with Tiger Woods when on the 13th or the 14th hole, the great little short par 4 where he's chipped in from over the green there. I mean, which no one does. Like it's dead back there, and this dude hoops it and just runs around fist pumping. It's just like you just come to expect it of these guys now. I mean, that's the difference between the good and the great.
It really is awesome. It really is awesome to watch. I'm excited for this run because I just, man, you know, we haven't seen anything like the 3 almost 4 years now that Scottie's had. We've seen like small stretches of it from other players. We saw John Rahm would have like a year where he's the guy. We saw Spieth had a year, he's the guy. JT a year where he's the guy. Haven't really seen a stretch like this. So for Scottie to be this good, this consistently, it feels like it ain't going anywhere, and he's still pretty damn young. He's gonna be turning 30 this year. It's like this guy could do something that we're looking back on being like, we were right in the middle of the thing. That's happening.
I mean, everybody's like, oh, he can't keep it going. He's got to slow down. I'm like, why? He does everything perfect. He doesn't do anything to like jeopardize his health or anything. He ain't going out and raging on off weeks or anything like that. Like he's got a great family life, and he's just a hell of a golfer. But you mentioned this. So Kyle Porter actually tweeted this, I think like a week ago, that and this just shows you how great this guy is. Only one player who was positive strokes gained in the calendar year, so strokes gained total in 2021, has improved every year since then. So Scottie was obviously really, really good back then. He just keeps getting better. I mean,
Jesus,
his numbers keep getting better. I mean, his over under this year is 5.5 wins. He's minus 150 to win a major. Like, how is that possible? His worst odds to win a major is like plus 350, I think, at the U.S. Open. He's plus 300 at the other ones. Like 3-1 against how many great players are out there?
Oh, they're so phenomenal. And it's so easy to lose it in golf, man. Like at any time he could just not have any chance, but nope, not Scottie. He's just, he's unbelievable. Let's be honest, watching YouTube swing tips isn't fixing your golf game. Definitely not fixing your golf game like our line of skills, Barstool golf training aids, which are designed to help sharpen every aspect of your game from tee to green. They've got this really cool glove that really kind of like stabilizes what your grip or your hand position is supposed to be. They've got this great putting mirror that, again, you can go watch any footage of like live from whenever Golf Channel is at one of these major championships. Just go check. They do the nice B-roll of what's going on in the practice areas before the tournament starts Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You're going to see guys with the alignment mirror for putting all the time. We teamed up with Skills Golf to co-brand one of those and a bunch of stuff. There's the chipping net. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. So located at Dick's Sporting Goods and Golf Galaxy, the Skills and Barstool Golf training aids are designed to help sharpen every aspect of your game from tee to green. Our co-branded line has plenty of tools to help you break 100. You can break 90. You can break 80, whatever you're trying to do, including a couple of our favorites, the Hinge Trainer. That's the glove I was talking about. Get that hinge going. The Swing Guide Trainer, where it's got these little posts that you can move. You can really feel and get that sensation of drawing the ball, cutting the ball, get that swing path proper. Head on over to golfgalaxy.com/Barstool or to a Dick's Sporting Goods House of Sport or Golf Galaxy location near you. Once again, head to golfgalaxy.com/Barstool or head on over to a Dick's Sporting Goods House of Sport or Golf Galaxy location near you. I want to move on to somebody else. I want to move on to Brooks Koepka. As you mentioned earlier, you talk about golf all day, every day. I know you guys have covered it and discussed it quite a bit, but Torrey Pines, it's going to be the Farmers, going to be his first tournament back. It's going to be your guys' first tournament back for the year. What are you expecting? What do you think we're going to kind of see out there with the Brooks return to the tour?
Yeah, obviously he hasn't played his best as of late. I mean, I know he's got some family stuff that happened late last year and everything. He's just so freaking good though, man. I just don't think the live thing was for him. I mean, obviously you get all that money thrown at you. You can't turn it down. It's just insane. I know he did win 5 times over there, but the last year or so hasn't really been that good. And I just don't think he's been that happy on the golf course. When I do watch it, I just like, it doesn't look like he's interested in, for a guy that his whole career is like, I don't really care about anything but the majors. Like, it's hard for him to get up for those events. So I think he's very pumped to be coming back. I'm glad he's playing Farmers. I think this is kind of a plan. I was shocked, probably like a lot of people, that he was allowed back this quickly. I actually got a DM from a random guy like a week before it happened, and he said Brooks is playing San Diego. I said, okay, funny, you're out of your mind. He's like, I'm telling you. And I was like, well, I need a little more information than this before I just like run with this thing. And,
no, do it.
I was like, yeah, just throw it out there.
We've used random DMs as like rock solid sources many times in this show, so you can go for it.
Yeah. So he goes, trust me, it's happening. I know some people around it. It's 100% happening. I was like, all right, whatever, dude. He goes, if I'm right, he's from Philadelphia. He's like, next time I'm in Scottsdale, you have to take me to Whisper Rock. And I was like, all right, whatever, dude, deal. Well, guess I'll be paying a guest fee now.
Damn,
when it comes down. Yeah. But
when I see you out there at the 7:30 a.m. tee time, just flying around as fast as possible, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, Colt Knost, one guest. I know who that is.
Freaking Philadelphia Eagle fan too. Kill me.
Well, it's funny because I had a group text with some of the boys out here like 2 days before it was announced, and they were like, hey, we're not that plugged into golf. Like, Riggs, what do you think? Think there's any chance Brooks plays the Phoenix Open? I was like, no. I was like, it's at least like a year ban. Maybe they'll do something a little bit different. But I was like, I hope I'm wrong, but that would be crazy. And then like the next text that was sent to that group a day or two later was just the announcement that he was returning. And I was like, I'll be honest, hand up, I did not think there was any chance. Like the tour just notoriously does not move that fast, doesn't make, a lot of times they just don't make sensible decisions. And so, for that to happen was shocking.
Yeah, I think with Brian Rolap coming in, I mean, this guy means business. I mean, he's coming from the greatest product on TV, and that being the NFL, and he's over here. And I just really don't, like, he respects the history of the game and everything that went on. But at the same time, like, I think he comes over to the PGA Tour and he goes, look, I'm the new guy in town. My job is to put the best product possible out there. And having Brooks Koepka back right now helps that product. And the same thing if Bryson DeChambeau, John Rahm came over. But I just don't think he's messing around, man. He wants to put it out there, and he thinks what's best for golf and what's best for the PGA Tour is for Brooks Koepka to play. And I agree with him. I'm pumped that he's coming back over. He's great for golf, man. He's a bad man. If he can get back to the old Brooks, I mean, those 5 major championships. I said it when he was on that run. It's just like he was one of those guys, like Scottie is now. Like Thursday, you're walking down the fairway and you look over at that leaderboard and you see Koepka and you're like, God damn it, here he comes again. But I'm pumped. I think, San Diego, he only played there 4 times in his PGA Tour career. Doesn't have a very good record there. I think he's only made 1 cut. I think this is get me out at San Diego. I'm going to deal with all the media and all the noise that's going to come with it, knock some rust off the game. And then, I mean, this dude plays unbelievable here in Phoenix. I mean, 2 wins, baby. A third, like a 7th. I mean, this is the place he likes. And I think that whole thing about San Diego is just to get all the stuff out of the way, and then he'll be ready to go come Phoenix.
Yeah, him being just sort of a big game hunter too. I think out of what's he have, like only 4 regular PGA Tour wins or something like that. And the fact that, and the fact that 2 of them are the Phoenix Open, I don't think is surprising because he gets up for big stuff. So I'm kind of hoping that'll, motivate him. The fact that he's the new guy, he's got a lot of eyes on him. Some people are going to be pissed or whatever it might be. Hopefully that gets him fired up to play really good golf. But one other guy I got to ask you about. How about Vijay Singh last week?
62 years old.
How about Vijay Singh?
I tell you what, I've always told people, I think Vijay is one of the most misunderstood guys out there. Like when I first got on tour, started playing on the PGA Tour like 2007, 2008, Vijay was one of the nicest guys to me, like kind of took me under his wing. We played a lot of practice rounds together. He loves to gamble. So we were always having action on Tuesday. He loves to trash talk as well. And as you know me, I just give it right back to whoever it is. And so me and him have always had a great relationship, man. I know a lot of people were like pissed off with the whole situation of him with taking the top 50 career money. But I mean, it's not, he didn't create the rule. Like he's just,
that's what I was thinking. I was like, that's not some random sponsors invite thing. That's bullshit. It's like he earned that. Like
exactly.
$70 million or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that was his 25th Sony Open. He has a house in Hawaii, and there's rumors this could possibly be the last Sony Open. And I guess he just wanted to play. I mean, the Champions Tour starts there the next week. Pretty impressive to go out and make the cut. But I see both sides of it, to be honest. Like as a rookie coming out and knowing like every start is so valuable, it's like, I'm sitting here at first alternate, and a 62-year-old Vijay Singh's freaking playing golf. Like, come on. But like you said, he earned it. I mean, this guy, still to this day, he is 8th in all-time career money on the PGA Tour.
Dude, he's got like 30 something wins on the PGA Tour. I was like blown away by that number. That is a shocking number of wins.
66 worldwide wins. Put it all together. I mean, the man's a machine. I mean, he won 9 times one year in the Tiger era. I mean,
right.
He can go. But yeah, it's tough. It's almost like, should they change the rule and be like, hey, at a certain age, like you can't use this top 50 thing anymore just because you want to come back and play one? Like, I don't know if he'll play another one this year. I think it was just for that one. So,
which would be a little bit crazy, but
I don't know. But it was impressive, man. Played good.
Good playing by him. In kind of a similar vein, people coming back. What's your current amateur status situation?
I really haven't heard anything in quite some time. I got a random email from the USGA saying, hey, we've reviewed it. We don't have a final decision yet, but it's looking like 2028. And I was like, all right, whatever. And then some random guy, I don't even have Facebook or don't even look at it. And some guy made this massive post saying they banned me forever. The USGA did. And it kind of like went around. I was like, guys, I don't think that happened unless they didn't tell me that. But
that would be great. I'm rooting for that. I'm going to send him a note and be like, I agree. You should ban him forever.
Ban him for life. Yeah. Like,
just for fun.
Seriously, I was just kind of curious to see like what the whole process would be like, how long it would be. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to play anything. Like, I'm kind of busy. But I was just curious to see what it was going to be. But my God,
I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. You and like Stu Hagestad could just piss everybody off by going out there and winning amateur events.
I mean, yeah, very, very much so. I mean, people just think because I'm going to get my AM status back, like I'm automatically going to win the mid-am. I'm like, guys, these guys are really good. Like some of these guys play 20 tournaments a year. I don't. I played the Grass League in December. That's the first tournament I've played in like 5 years. But yeah, it would be. I mean, can you imagine though if I get in like the finals of the mid-am and I got a master spot on the line? Be like,
I'm rooting for it.
CBS, sorry, but I'll probably see y'all on the weekend. But Thursday, Friday, I got to go tee it up. I can't be on the coverage.
What a full circle moment that would be if you win the mid-am and then play the Masters that way.
It ain't gonna happen. It would be cool though.
All right, Colt Knost. Well, we appreciate you as always. I know you're getting ready to gear up here for you guys kicking off the season in a couple weeks. So I appreciate it. Congratulations on the promotion, and everybody, make sure once again you check him out on CBS. He's going to be up in the tower with Nantz and Immelman and the crew. And then him and Sleaze, they're on Sirius XM, and they great. Who'd you guys have? Kip Henley. I know you had John Rahm on a couple weeks ago. Then you had Kip Henley on. Speaking of Vijay Singh, so who else is on? Who's coming up on the old subpar?
So John Rahm was our first one of 2026. It was our 300th episode. We're not quite at y'all's level yet, but we're getting there. And then Kip was a beauty, man. We brought him. They announced the big break's coming back, and he won the most famous big break there's ever been, like the most successful.
That's right.
So we had him on. He's just beautiful. He's got so many great lines. I love him. We just filmed one with Matt Every today. That'll be coming out tomorrow. Okay. I mean, I love Matt. I mean, he's not scared to tell you what he thinks.
No, he's fiery. Yeah. He's got some takes.
And then I'm very excited. I'm interested to see how it does, but we're filming one that's coming out in a couple weeks. But for the basketball fans out there, there's a guy named Bobby Sura that played in the NBA for like 13 or 14 years, played at Florida State. He is a golf freak. He plays in these massive gambling games. And he is just like, wait till you hear some of these stories. They are unreal all time. And he's been a good friend for a long time, but he's coming to Scottsdale to play golf for a few days, and we're gonna film one. It could be interesting.
Incredible. Well, Subpar, make sure you check them out. And Colt, we'll have you back on soon, I'm sure. But thank you as always, my friend.
Absolutely, anytime. You know that, man.